My fiance is furious that I'm asking to celebrate our marriage.
How dare you?
There's a trigger warning here for emotional and verbal abuse. My fiance, 29 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for 3 years, living together for 2.5. We had gotten into a huge argument that blew up. He was stressing out about the housing crisis, telling me that we need to buy a house as soon as possible because he predicts interest rates will keep on rising. I told him I agreed. However, I would like to be married before buying a house with someone. By the way, this comes from a deleted user, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley, Angie's boyfriend.
And I'm Carly, Keon's girlfriend.
Thought we share a little bit more about ourselves, just our names.
I'm Dakota, and I bother everybody. And this is the show. We give you good advice, goofily. We try, but we don't know everything, okay? Despite what it feels like, we actually don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do given any situation.
ChatGPT only goes so far.
If you would do something else, just let us know in the comments.
And we'll read them personally.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Sometimes, as OP says. He said, we can't afford a wedding plus a house right now and asked me to pick one or the other, a wedding or a house.
Which one are you picking?
I mean, it depends. Like, if it's like
2019, which one are you picking?
2019,
And you know what's about to happen.
2019.
And you know what's about to happen in 2 years.
Well, if I know it's gonna happen in 2 years and it's 2019, then I can do all of the gambling.
No,
and I
this
can
is your
win
only,
all of the gambling.
This is your only gambling thing, house or what?
I can put
wedding.
$100 quadrillion on.
You're not okay.
When
House
did
or
the
wedding?
Rams win the Super Bowl.
Nope, wrong. House or wedding in this scenario. Which one are you getting?
PlayStation. It was pretty obvious which choice he wanted. I made a compromise with him that I at least wanted to be married on paper before we bought a house together, and he ended up agreeing. He also said that after the house, when we are more financially stable, we can have a wedding then, which I was fine with.
Dun, dun, dun. Get that on contract. Get that on paper.
Yeah, get that recorded. Put that into the docket. The next day, I had a change of heart and asked him if he would be willing to go on a celebratory trip together after signing our marriage papers as a way to celebrate our marriage without a wedding. I don't know why, but this set him off, and he started ranting about how weddings are a waste of money, that this is just pissing money away, and how stupid weddings are.
Oh, I think he just needed a co-signer for this house.
Why is he freaking out, man? Why? You just want to be like, we're married. Let's do a thing. He's like, I literally hate this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be married. I think it's stupid, and you're dumb for wanting it as well, and I hate it. Might be a little bit of a red flag. I don't know.
Oh yeah. He just wants you as a financial support towards his dream house or just house. He's probably gonna flip into something else. Who knows?
Yep. I had to ask him multiple times to please stop ranting, that I got his point. The next day, we got into it again, but this time it fully blew up. I asked him again if he was willing to go on a less expensive trip with me, again to celebrate our marriage after signing the papers. He would only be covering his portion and I would pay for myself. I suggested a short road trip to a small town near where we live. Again, this triggered him, and he got very angry to the point where we started raising our voices at each other. Each time, I felt like he didn't want to spend any money to celebrate our marriage with me. I tried to compromise with him and lowered the stakes. It ended with me saying that I just wanted to do something beyond just signing a few papers. I told him we could go out for a nice dinner or even just buy me flowers. I would be happy with that. I don't know why, but this made him very angry.
This is where we stop, compose ourselves, go for a little walk, and really think of the future ahead of us.
Yeah, honestly, I think at this point, I would compose myself on a walk to the nearest divorce attorney's office.
There's only one
Or you don't even
house-
need to do that because you're not married yet.
Yeah, exactly. What house would you go through with this?
Like, what house would you go to?
Any house. It could be the Hobbit house. It could be any house.
Does the TARDIS from Doctor Who count as a house?
Yes.
I would go to that one.
Okay, that's the one you would go for. Carly?
I don't want to deal with this for any house.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Facts.
if you have a house in mind, put it in the comments. I'm interested.
He responded that I was asking for crumbs and that I couldn't even accept that gesture. Wait, what?
What?
He said he was making the financially smart decision to buy a house and secure a decent future for our children one day, and accused me of not trusting his decisions. Hey, dum-dum, you can buy a dozen roses. It's not going to impact your ability to buy a house. And if it does, you can't buy a house.
Yeah, don't buy a house. Because with the house, isn't there like this thing? Shoot, that covers it in case something happens to it. What's that called?
What, insurance?
Yeah, you have to pay
Yeah.
for that. And then what's those pipes that go into it that like give you?
Pipes.
Yeah, yeah, but like it gives you something at the other end of the
Water.
pipe. Yeah,
Yeah.
and those.
It's almost like when you buy a house, it comes with bills that you have to
That-
pay.
exactly. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
Dude, nah, I'm leaving this guy. That's crazy. For our children one day? Oh my God.
Now he wants you to be a
No way, dude.
manufacturer. Come on.
I know this, it might sound extreme to like leave him for this, but like this is one of those moments that happens in a relationship where I feel like you just fundamentally can't go back.
Oh yeah, no.
Like you're talking about getting married and just getting a marriage certificate
And you can't even get a rose.
and getting flowers, going out to dinner.
dude, you can get flowers for $5.
Crazy.
Get your girlfriend's flowers.
Like short of like a growth in your brain causing you to react this way, there's no coming back. And we've had stories where that's been the thing.
I thought
It's like, oh my God, my partner just changed their behavior out of nowhere. They're like, I
Yeah.
don't even recognize them. And it's, yeah, because they had a freaking tumor in their head.
I thought a few of those today, but that wasn't the case.
I replied that we don't have children yet and we should focus on making our relationship work right now. He ended the conversation by telling me to F off and get out of my face. All right, I'll do that. I'm leaving. I was so stunned that I didn't move the first time he said it. I want to add that I try very hard to never yell insults, curse, or negatively label him when we argue. I believe the purpose of an argument is to try to understand each other's point of view. The worst thing I'll do is raise my voice. After he screamed in my face, I left the house and went to my girlfriend's. Then I saw a text from him telling me that I might as well pawn the engagement ring because he wouldn't tolerate this level of disrespect for leaving the house without a word of where I was going. He did not ask me where I was going. Thank God you have not bought a house or gotten married to this guy. Now you have the perfect way to get out.
Has anything like this happened before, OP? Did this all of a sudden just now happen? There's had to have been something.
There has to have been. There's no way this came out of nowhere. There's no way. This is not the first time something like this has happened. A few months. There we go. Right
Yeah.
away. A few months ago, I expressed to him I was upset he had nothing planned for my birthday, and again he blew up in my face.
Dude, okay. I think you were just a financial support for his plan. Like, what?
This is crazy. Your man's got little tiny man energy. Little tiny man yelling at you because he forgot your birthday. He's crazy.
Dakota's favorite. It's a little 1-inch man.
This man has the self-worth of a little 1-inch man. Okay. He called me an effing psycho and said that he wasn't going to change. He told me if I didn't like it, I could F off. I ended up leaving the house again that night and sleeping over at my friend's house. We ended up making up, and he apologized profusely and did end up planning something for my birthday. No, he planned something that happened after your birthday. Yeah.
After he felt guilty.
Does not count. He told you to go F yourself and to leave, and he's never going to change.
And if you don't start listening to your best friend that you're staying at house, that best friend's like, girl,
Dude, not going to lie, like going back to like a guy like who's so clearly like just someone you should leave over and over again is a great way to lose all of your friends. They will stop tolerating your nonsense. So, blah, 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 blah. We made up and made them something for my birthday. Blah. We just talked this morning, and he's extremely hurt that I moved my stuff out and slept in my parents' house last night. We're not officially broken up yet, but I have a feeling that's where this is headed because of me. Oh my God, get out so bad. You're brainwashed. Get out, run. This is him. This is because of his decisions and his actions. You're like, I demanded like a shred of positive energy, you know, when we're getting married.
And he said no and yelled at me and told me to go F myself and F off.
He said he's not willing to do therapy because he thinks it's a waste of time. Did I do the right thing? Was this relationship salvageable? No! I would appreciate hearing any stories similar to mine. And there are some comments.
OP, you have come to Reddit and you have given your situation. You get all the passes on this one because you didn't know. If the next update is not, I am breaking up with him, you have failed us all.
Truly. None more than yourself.
And these comments are about to put you in your place.
Please be nice to her, though, please. I hope they're nice to you in the comments, please. Okay, we've got comment number 1. Your relationship is not ending because of you. It is ending because your fiancé had an absolutely irrational, hurtful, and unacceptable reaction to you asking for something totally reasonable. And he refuses to work on himself. Loving someone doesn't mean you let them treat you however they want. Also, this kind of behavior tends to escalate after marriage and or pregnancy. If he had come back after self-reflecting, had sincerely apologized, and gotten into therapy before you moved back in, then maybe there would be something salvageable here. If he's not willing to compromise, work on himself, or treat you with basic respect, then there is nothing to save. Marriage is an agreement to learn and grow together, and he's not interested in that. Think about what you would say to someone you loved if their partner was treating them this way. This is not your fault, it's 100% his. A second comment says, why would you want it to be salvageable? This guy has huge anger problems. Your life would be a nightmare with him. A reply says, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't able to buy a house on his own.
Yep.
The cosigner theory coming around. So he's trying to get OP to subsidize the purchase before she realizes how toxic he is. That's why he's so insistent that they do it now and refusing to spend money on anything else. Comment 3 says, I have been married for 45 years, and the number of times my husband has screamed at me is 0. You deserve a man who respects you and is kind to you. It is difficult to think of leaving a relationship because you think to yourself, it's not that bad, but it really, really is. Once you're out of the relationship and over the initial emotions, you will realize that life is better without an emotionally harmful partner. I wish you all the best.
Dude, I wish I could say that.
What?
But I haven't yelled at my girlfriend.
No, not Angie.
Yeah.
Not Angie?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You know what I said?
Yelled that she's amazing.
I'm like, get out of my butt! Stop touching my butt! Ah! I've had to.
A moment of silence for Riley's butt.
How else was I supposed to stop her?
All right, there's an update. Yes! We broke up. I initially considered dating him again.
Dude, OP! Why are you here? What, did you read 0 comments?
I initially considered dating him again while still continuing to live apart. At first, he was very apologetic, calling me a few times every day, telling me how sorry he was. The next day, he sent a string of texts where he promised to change many specific things about himself to repair our relationship. This all changed once I told him I wasn't going to immediately move back in. Each time he phoned me, I typed out what he said in my notes app. He told me that day he didn't say F off or get out of my face. He said, get away from me.
Oh.
Whatever. So he's lying. Whatever. Just, it's okay.
Yeah, just
leave him.
End it, please.
He asked why I always misremember things and remember him in the worst way possible because he is the worst. And I'm so glad that you are breaking up with him. He claimed that nothing he did was ever enough for me and that I didn't love him anymore, and said that when he calls me names, he's not calling me that, but saying that I am behaving a certain way. He said the points I was making were stupid and that I was being crazy, illogical, showing my true colors, acting like a victim, delusional, selfish, taking advantage of him, manipulating him, and lying.
You can tell that this guy clearly does not respect her as a woman or as a partner whatsoever because, like, he's freaking out that you're not moving in. Huh, I wonder why, because you're probably the breadwinner as well, and he probably won't be able to afford living by himself.
He comes back for like 2 days being like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll change, and blah, blah, blah. And then immediately, as soon as he doesn't get exactly what he wants, flips the script, does a 180. And it's like I just don't know. It's just so pathetic.
Yeah.
Such a pathetic little baby. So Opie continues, he didn't believe me when I said I wasn't doing any of those things, but I know a thing you can do, which is listen to full episodes with stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is. Just search OK Storytime and you have stories until the cows come home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Moo.
Move on over.
Moo.
And we do have a little bit more story left. I think we're all just glad.
And I saw someone say they've been in the situation and they'll never go back. Yeah. And like you probably don't know what it looks like until you've been through it.
Yeah, it's hard to see it from the inside. It's like if you're a fish, what does water look like? It's like you can't tell it's there. You don't know it's there. We've seen the same clip, haven't we? Yeah. So it's just one of those things. It's hard to see, but once you do, you got to get out. Anyway, let's finish this story.
So Sam,
Yeah, Riley?
Dakota Keon,
Yeah.
What's up?
I got a little game for you guys.
Oh,
Ooh,
baby. I love
game
games.
time, baby.
Yeah.
I bought 3 special gifts from eBay.
Oh,
The electronic
all right.
bag.
secret
Mhm.
gifts.
Each one has a memory tied to it.
Okay.
Ooh, hope it's a good one.
A good
Yeah.
memory, I would hope.
Well, I wanted to surprise you guys because you guys have been working so hard on the
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah, Sammy. you
Okay. I got a small but mighty package here that I'm going to open.
Oh boy.
I approve of this.
Okay,
Alright.
I see it.
It's a cassette player.
Oh, what the heck is that thing?
Whoa. Okay, so, I mean, this is old technology here, which I think means goes to our oldest member
Go ahead.
on the podcast,
Go ahead.
Status Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that right,
Dude,
Riley?
you got it right.
I
Dang.
am the uncler.
No, you just mentioned like you have a bunch of cassettes from your mom.
Yeah, no, I have all these cassettes. I can't play them.
Yeah.
They were from my
Yeah.
childhood. A lot of them are just Ricky Martin cassette tapes. And now I will be able to listen to them, which is
Wait,
sick.
where are you going to listen to
The
these?
cassette's probably in my room while I dance, and there's also a radio in here. Every time I go like hiking, I always forget to download my music onto my phone.
Common mistake.
So what's the next thing we got on eBay?
Alright.
Who's
yeah,
up next?
Dakota. If you want to guess.
Yeah.
who
All
that
right,
one's
there
for.
is a gift at my feet,
Open that thing.
and now it is in my hands.
Ooh.
Oh! I feel like it's got to be our resident gamer, Keon.
This is the
I-
rectangle of childhood.
It's a portable game console.
Yeah.
I used to have this as a kid. This game console I used to play all the time. And you know, when your mom came into the room when you were a kid and like you're pretending to sleep.
Yeah.
This
You-
guy was definitely under the
Oh, yeah,
under the
definitely.
blanket
Yeah.
gremlin.
This was under the pillow, right?
Yeah.
12
Beside you.
a.m.
Heart pounding when your mom walks in. You're like, so.
Yeah.
But Riley, what a thoughtful gift.
Yeah, right.
Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much.
Riley, you're
so
crushing
welcome.
it.
But we have one more gift.
Yeah, we got another
let's
I'll
one.
go
open
and
it.
grab
Let's
it.
open it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The
it's
biggest one.
Hey, it's not about the size. It's about what's inside. We're about to
Alright,
find
let's
out.
see.
Yep.
Boom.
Oh, camera?
Yeah.
An
Hand it
old
down.
timey camera?
That's
The
right.
classic.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Because you know how I love to take pictures on my travels.
Yeah, you're always somewhere.
Whether it's in Kyrgyzstan with some nomads
Yeah.
or just New York, with a nice little piece of trash or a rat.
Nice
Yeah,
little
and-
going
pigeon. I'm
across the
taking
street.
pictures with the
Yeah.
birds.
Yeah. So, Riley, you got all of this from eBay?
Dude, eBay. It was really fun finding it with you guys. Like I had very specific things for each one of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
It was all there.
Thanks, Riley, and thank you, eBay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
eBay.
Riley.
And guys, shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay, things people love.
When I asked him to stop speaking to me in a demeaning way, he said I deserved it. He stinks. He insisted that he was just calling it like he saw it. He questioned why I was painting him as a piece of crap, because he is. I told him I was just explaining why I was upset and asked what he wanted me to do. He said I should speak nicer to him. Hey, buddy, why don't you take your own advice, huh?
Dude, what?
This guy's crazy.
He literally listed off so many things to you, and you're just supposed to sit there and take it. Like,
I asked why I should have to mince my words, explaining I was telling him exactly what he said and why I left. He said it was about how I think of him, not about his actions. Before he screamed in my face initially, he had told me he couldn't explain things to someone who doesn't work, who's never had to deal with money, or who's never had to allocate funds. He said if we were apart for too long, he's not going to love me anymore, and that I have to move back in, or he will stop loving me and move on, though he claimed he still loved me at that moment. Thank you to everyone who commented on my original post and recommended the Lundy Bancroft book. It has confirmed everything I was thinking, and that is the end of that story. And let me just say, it horrifies me that guys like this just walk around.
I know, right?
We might be like next to them in line at the store. Like, truly horrific.
This is insanity. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like people like this need to go to the military or something and learn how to respect women more. I don't know. Like, bow down to your queen 10 times. Give me 10 bows.
I do feel that the military is not the place for that.
Okay, we revamped the military in order to make it a place for
that's
that.
definitely the direction the military's going in now.
Okay.
We're going to respect more women.
Yes.
That's where we're going. I
Okay,
wish.
But a military where it is that where they like go and they
Riley's new military, where they just respect the heck out of women.
Boom.
I really do think we should have a new military where they just bow down to my girlfriend,
Your girlfriend?
and then she has an army.
Just
Oh,
your
I see what you're saying.
girlfriend.
Wow. You'd be okay with that? Bunch of dudes being near your
Yeah,
girlfriend?
dude. What? She could just be like, "You go," and he'd be like, "Yes."
But we got the next story coming up, guys. I received a phone call saying my boyfriend is already engaged to someone else.
Well, that operator, I think you got your numbers mixed up.
Yeah. My boyfriend is from Zimbabwe.
That's awesome.
And when he was 16 and she was 13, he was betrothed to marry a girl from the town he grew up in. He has only met her a handful of times. Since then, he has gone overseas to study, which is where he met me. By the way, this comes from Oh No Oh My. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Riley.
He's Angie's boyfriend. I'm Dakota.
He has a girlfriend.
And I'm Carly, Keon's girlfriend. I almost said Keon's boyfriend.
No, that's me.
No. Yeah, dude, that's us.
Actually, that's me.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. But I think you might. So let us know your comments down below. And OP says, I'm devoted to him. He is the best and kindest man I've ever met, and we make each other very happy. I'm starting to worry about him becoming depressed because of the impossible expectations his family have of him to study, get married, send money back home, and look after his younger sibling. Oh, yikes. I've come to accept that I will almost certainly have to let him go to marry this other woman, but I'm having a hard time working out how I can support him and make him happy, and if I'm honest, encourage him to stay with me.
Whoa. None of that is necessarily what you have to do or should do. Certainly, this is a cultural difference that I can't really speak to. Although I once dated somebody who was in an arranged marriage in high school, and guess what? They didn't want to do it.
Oh,
And they didn't. I don't know. It's complicated, but I think at the end of the day, it's like not something that has to be done, and not something that you have to just like be like, okay, well, this is now my life, and I'm just gonna have to deal with this and figure out how to subtly convince him to want to stay with me instead. And it's like, I think this is just a wow. You're gonna pick an arranged marriage over me? Then that's not for me. Then.
I just wanted to ask Reddit if anyone has a similar experience with an intercultural relationship. Do I have a hope in heck? And edit, pretty amazed by how many people have replied. I'm still reading everything. Also, does anyone know where I can buy a sword? Boom.
I have two.
Amazon. That's where you get them. All right. Edit. Have been asked to put our ages in the original post. I'm 23. He's 26-7. Also has a permanent visa and is not from a royal village. He grew up in a middle-class mining town where his father is an engineer. Commenter, you need to have an honest heart-to-heart with this man. You need to tell him your fears and your expectations for your relationship. If he's going to leave for her, then you two need to separate now instead of dragging it on.
Mm-hmm.
If he is going to be with you, then he needs to talk with his family and let them know that you are his love and to cut the crap. Good luck, friend. Opie says, we've had so many of these discussions and tried several times to separate. It's become clear that while the two of us still care for each other, cutting ties just doesn't work. I don't know how to assert my expectations because I don't really have any other than he is good and loyal to me.
No, he's not.
Arranged marriage, it's hard to know who he's being disloyal to.
What are you talking? I'm sorry, but you saying cutting ties doesn't work because he's so loyal to me? No, he's not. He's going to go into an arranged marriage with somebody from his town that he's met a handful of times.
Yeah.
I get it that it's a cultural difference, but it's like, if he's truly like unwilling to, be like, you know what, I'm shirking that. I don't care. I know it's going to be an issue with my family, but like, you are my wife.
Yeah.
I want to marry you. If he can't do that, then this is not the relationship for you.
Yeah, agreed. A little bit more context to the situation. He told me about his arranged marriage about 1.5 years into our relationship. It took me another 6 months to fully understand what he was telling me. And since I've been struggling with the moral implications as well as the practical side of being in a relationship that isn't likely to be approved by his family, we were unsuccessful in breaking up because there was never a moment where we questioned whether we were happy together. Separation seemed like the logical thing to do to avoid further pain, but it failed. As far as I am being dishonest with his family, well, you may be right, but I don't think it's that simple. I don't fully understand the culture, but it's nothing like what I grew up with. The best way I can describe it is that it seems similar to family dynamics in the 50s, where the dad is the head of the household and doesn't have a very emotional connection with the kids. The mom is someone who worries about him and he feels he has to protect. And his older brothers are like quasi father figures while he has responsibilities for his younger brothers. I mean, don't want him not to have a relationship with his family, but does he know what no contact is?
He's clearly not going to go no contact with his family. And if you do stay in a relationship and it does ruin his connections with his family, he's probably going to resent you for it and
Yeah.
blame you for it.
Yeah.
And regret that he did this and say this was all a big mistake. So the thing you need to do is walk away from this. Don't tell me you don't know how to do that.
Or call the girl and be like, yo, you still want to go through this? Yeah. OP explains to another commenter, when I said it took 6 months, what I was trying to imply that it took me 6 months to really understand the gravity of the situation and to really understand that there's strong possibility that love will not conquer all in our case.
Yeah, what do you mean a straw? He's telling you that he's going to get married to this other person and that there's nothing to be done about it because it's what his family expects. So he's telling you that, yeah, this relationship's on life support and one day the plug's going to get pulled.
Yeah. In college, I was on and off again with, well, we kind of broke up, got back together, kind of broke up, got back together in my other relationship. His parents didn't really approve of me. And we should have just walked away at the first one. And it's hard because it's like, I love you so much. I think we're great together. The only reason we're not together is because of my parents. And it's easy to come, like, they're not breaking up because they have beef with each other. They're breaking up because of the circumstances. So it
Yeah.
makes sense why they get back together so easily.
I feel like he's got to be the one then to be like, I'm pulling the plug because this is something that like I knew that I had to do this whole time, and it's affecting you that like I'm also caving
Yeah.
to date you again.
Well,
Like it's got to be,
yeah.
he's just got to be like, okay, I got to do the tough thing now.
Dude.
I'm worried OP's just being idealistic
Mm.
and that this guy's being like, I mean, yeah, I don't have to feel guilty. Why would I feel guilty? I told you that this was the situation, so I don't have to end anything. I'm not being tortured about it because I already know I'm getting married. I'm worried that that's what's happening. I hope it's not, but I'm worried that's what it is.
Yeah, we have another update. 2 months later, he decided he has no choice but to marry the girl he's betrothed to.
Boo.
He hopes we can remain friends and keep in touch. He will be going back home to marry her in September, after which he will return here with his new bride to start married life together. The good news is that they will be living in the same suburb as me, so the chances of me bumping into them are high. No, clarified in the comments, this is sarcasm. How shall I move on and avoid spending the next year sitting in the dark drinking gin?
Get a hobby, meet new people. I think you really do need to reanalyze this relationship. You dated him for a year and a half before he told you about this. Then it kind of didn't sink in for another 6 months. So you've been together for 2 years at the point where you realized, oh, this is like serious. This is a real thing. I don't know if this was necessarily the fairy tale love conquers all situation being stifled by, family tradition that you might think it is. And I think reframing it in that way would definitely help you move on because now you're not imagining like you've lost like the love of your life in this fairy tale situation and it's like a divine tragedy. Like it's really just like a guy kind of strung you along.
Yeah. Can you ask him for the sake of his feelings for you to move to a different suburb? It's not going to matter to the new girl where she lives, so he at least should do one last thing right by you. The reason he's moving to the area is to finish his master's. The college he wants to go to happens to be about 5 minutes away from my house, and the city I live in isn't all that big. Another commenter says, just talk about it with someone you can share this with. I tried dealing with it by myself when my girlfriend of 7 years left me when I found out she had been cheating on me. I thought I was over her, and so when I tried to date someone again a year later, I realized I was still effed up. Thankfully, I ended up dating a girl who became my best friend, and I could talk about everything with her. Now I feel great, probably the best I've ever felt. Opie says, thanks, shall try to do the same, but tell me, do you feel embarrassed to talk to your friends about your situation? The reason I ask is because I feel ashamed about the whole thing. Even though I don't believe my friends would judge me, I feel like an idiot for believing things might work out. The idea of discussing that idiocracy with anyone else who knows me is really repellent at the moment. You're in love and you're young.
Sometimes you gotta eat the L. You just gotta eat it and then just swallow it, and it's gone.
Tastes like lizard leather.
You ate that L, that leather lizard L.
Same commenter. Honestly, could not talk about this with any of my friends. I really only have male friends. It wasn't until I became friends with this other girl who was going through a breakup too that I could finally talk about the things that bothered me. And I felt a little embarrassed talking about it, but when I realized she wouldn't judge me, I was able to open up. You just need to find someone that you are comfortable sharing with. Opie says, thanks, sound advice. I've started at a new university, so at least the chances of meeting new people are pretty good. It would have been a shame if my only option was to sidle up to people at the bus stop. Another commenter, how do people do this? How do you leave someone you shared your life with for 3 years? How could you marry someone you don't even know? How do you make it work with someone of a completely different upbringing, assuming he grew up in North America and her in Zimbabwe? Who's that scared of their parents that they are willing to throw it all away to please them? Please, these stories shock me always.
Yeah, culture difference, different cultures, different expectations.
Yeah, my culture is if I don't, give my first-born son to go to work at the sawmill for a summer, I have a shame to my family.
Turn that boy's collar blue.
I asked him very similar questions, and the answers were all of the lines of, I have to choose between you and my entire family. If I stay with you, they would be humiliated and would never fully accept you. Also, any misfortunes that we might experience in the future, a baby passing, will be attributed to the fact that I betrayed my family and you are a heathen, and this is our punishment from God.
Honestly, that's like the most heathen belief you could probably have. That a bad thing that happens to you is you being smited by God because you didn't listen to your parents? Okay, sure.
He has spoken to her a few times and can only hope for the best. She comes from a good Christian family and has been trained since she was young to be a good wife. He said that he will regret it for the rest of his life if he can't find happiness with her. But this is the decision he has to make. Another one, he only came here to study a few years ago when he was in his early 20s. So they have had similar upbringings. The major difference being that he has experienced years in a totally different secular culture and can see the value of it. She has never left her hometown except for short stays with relatives in other cities. She still has her V card, etc., etc. It's not that he is scared of them, it's that he feels guilty because he feels that he is betraying them. Also, this goes beyond his parents to his extended family, and family is very important to him culturally. The prospect of not having his family is more or less unthinkable for him. I don't know if I feel more sorry for him or myself. I guess it's probably me because Disney.
What? I don't know what that means, but look. The way
Because
that
of Disney love, it's like everyone, love will triumph everything.
the whole way that this guy's been moving, it's like he knew he had this arranged marriage thing. Clearly, he was never, ever intending on not fulfilling it. And he is in a different country and a different culture, and he knows that anything with you cannot be long term because his family won't accept you, and he puts his family's approval above everything else. So he literally just ran around with you like, oh, this is just a little toy. This is just a little phase of my life where I get to play around with her, and then I put her back on the shelf, and I go marry my arranged marriage wife and find happiness with her. Yeah, I'd be like, go find happiness with your wife.
I hope you have a miserable time.
This reminds me of, I'm watching a lot of Game of Thrones right now. This reminds me of Rob. Whenever he married one girl and he should have just did the arranged marriage.
Yep.
Commenter. The fact that he felt the need to go mention that she has been trained to be a good wife is a kind of indication of the respect he might have had for you if you ended up marrying him. Opie says that was me paraphrasing, perhaps slightly bitterly. Not a direct quote. He was saying that she has had a sheltered upbringing, is very religious, and is waiting for the day she gets married for her whole life. I mean, same. I've been waiting for that since I was 5.
Been trained to be married.
Been praying.
Trained to be wed.
Yep. He didn't say in a condescending, she's a good little woman way, or even say that those qualities are universally valued by the standards of his hometown. However, she is a good candidate.
I don't know what's going on here, girl. Get your self-worth up off the floor, man.
She's down bad.
And
this guy's hot.
Honestly,
this guy's hot.
I was actually going to give OP a little bit of grief because after you realized the seriousness of this, you should have immediately walked away. As soon as he was like, oh, yeah, well, you know this, I'm going to get married and then we can't do this anymore. As soon as that like sank in all the way, you should have walked off and you should have been like, why would you do this? Like, why would you create like this thing with me and us have this bond and this relationship where I can see a future with us and then you pull this a year and a half afterwards? Like, you're pathetic. You're a liar. You deceived me. Lose my number. Lose my info. That's where you should be at.
Honestly, he knows what he has to do. OP on moving. The wedding is overseas, so thankfully mutual friends attending is not an issue. I can't move at the moment, though. I've gotten a 2-year lease. More importantly, I've just started a course that I love, and my uni offers one of the best programs available in my field. I can't sacrifice that at the moment because it's really a major reason that I haven't locked myself in my room with a stack of DVDs and several cases of wine. Poor OP. This is before the internet. To a longer comment saying she's not mad enough, he didn't fight it, and she should move. Just a couple of things to clear up. I've explained above why I don't want to move. I have rental and university commitments that are very important and positive, respectfully. He did tell his parents about me. He said the extent of their response is don't even think about it. Apparently a few words were spoken, but they have made themselves very clear. Whether this can be considering fighting for the relationship, I'm still unsure. I don't know for him to even bring it up with his parents was a big deal for him. When he told me about it, he seemed upset with himself. He said something like it was a short conversation that they cut off almost immediately. I may live to regret that I didn't have the balls to say more. I'm not mad. To be real, I don't even think this woman is a thing. I don't think this woman is a real thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, oh, you mean the more that you could say today or tomorrow or immediately? You're like, oh, I wish, oh, they shut down the conversation. I might regret it the rest of my life that I didn't say more. Whoa, well, you could fix that immediately, actually. But you won't because you just want to say what makes you sound like you gave it your best shot. It's just crazy, dude.
This is wild.
I hope that you come out from under this spell that this guy had you on.
I'm not mad because I can see that he isn't happy and that he feels trapped. I still care for him and can't bring myself to write him off just because I don't get what I want. I can see why you imagine him to be manipulative, but I think this is just one of those things in life that suck for all who is involved. Was the future wife the person who called you? OP says the ID of the caller remains a mystery. The call seems to come from inside the country, which would indicate that it wasn't her. I'll never know, because understandably, he doesn't want his future wife to know about us. Wonder why. Asking her if she made the phone call would be fruitless if it was her, and devastating if it wasn't. In any case, I get another call. I'll politely insist that they identify themselves properly. At least I asked the police to identify them. Shan't be harassed. And OP about keeping in touch with her lover. A part of me wants to think that we will keep in touch and try to look out for each other from a distance. The danger is that I think I'll always feel that he's really mine, and that I'll have more legitimate claim to him than his wife. That's why we need to stay away from each other, especially in the first couple of years. It wouldn't be fair to anyone. Dude, do not be near him if he's, like, freaking married.
Don't be near him ever again. Leave this guy in the past. Again, I just feel like this guy's lying to you. You're like, he's upset. It's like, you can fake that very simply. You just gotta go, oh, baby, I just don't know what to do. Like, and I don't know, you sound a little gullible, OP, I'm not gonna lie, so it probably wouldn't take that much to fool you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just calling it how I see it. I wish nothing but the best for you, but man.
Well, she did say Disney. I mean, I had a fairy tale Disney aspect about love with my ex, and then that all crumbled. I was like, oh, yeah.
You got to be pretty tolerant to be told he has an arranged marriage and still it takes 6 months for that to sink in. Like, you don't immediately go, hey, what did you just say? Like, arranged how? Like, you're going to marry, like you were or you are going to marry this person? How did we not get to the bottom of that immediately as soon as it was spoken out loud?
Where OP is and whether they will live there long term. Not in the U.S., in Australia. And no, she will come here while he finishes his master's. Then they will go back to Africa. Update 2.
Nice.
No, mate.
Nar.
No, mate. Okay, so update 2. We still see each other a couple of days a week. Dude, She's
God.
she's dickmatized, man. He does shift work, so that minimizes our opportunities for spending too much time together. We've agreed to make the most of our time together before September. That is not fair to you. That is not fair to his future wife. He is just using you.
Call me the Human Torch because I'm flaming right now.
I'm sure people will criticize me for it, but we've tried to separate completely. It makes us both.
Oh, no. I have
Zero sympathy for you at this point. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
It's going to suck when the time comes to properly say goodbye. It's nice to have sound sleep snuggled up to someone. I was in a situation with my ex. I know I keep bringing her up, but she was going to leave in a month to go to Atlanta, but we still like spend as much time together as we could, knowing we probably weren't going to make it.
Well, that's that's
Is that
different.
different?
That's
Okay.
different. She's not going to Atlanta to marry somebody that
She
she's
ended
been
up-
planning to marry for, I don't know, like
Oh.
her whole life.
She ended up doing that a year later.
Wasn't the plan, though.
Maybe.
She had
it
no
was.
betrothal. Yeah, I don't know. That's different.
Yeah.
That really is like what OP's kind of thing. I was just like, oh, circumstances are, forcing us apart. You're going to Atlanta. I'm not. Whatever. Either call would be correct. It's like you can either spend that time together. You can be like, I don't want this to hurt more than it's already going to. So I think we should just, if we know this is what's happening, we should just call it right now. Because I don't want to, I don't want you to play with my heart.
Okay, update 3. 9 years later, editors know I included this to show OP's life did move on. I have my phone on silent because a baby is sleeping on me. Even without sound, I woke the babe from silently shaking with laughter. Worth it. And if you want to shake with some more laughter, shake your booty on over to your favorite podcast platform.
Check.
Shake the booty. And you can type with your booty, OK Storytime, on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
You're the only one we know who can do that.
Well,
Maybe
maybe,
everyone can type with their butt.
and maybe some people can, but they haven't tried yet. So try it right now.
Try your
for us.
best.
And to a commenter, I sure do miss babies. Opie says, yep, never used to get it, but I can say, hand on my heart now, best thing I ever did. Editors note, OP hasn't been active since 2021. Hope she's doing really well. Editors note 2, I couldn't find the context for the comment, but OP initially clarified the ex wasn't planning on living in Australia forever. That could have changed, but here is the comment. His big plan is he wants to start a farm with his best friend in Zimbabwe.
No, in Zambia.
Oh no, I'm in trouble. I'm dyslexic. It's fine. Oh.
You saw Z and you swung. Yeah.
No. I just pronounced it wrong. Rather than going back to
Zimbabwe.
It's the worst story to read right now. Oh my gosh. I recently went overseas with him to meet his best friend
What?
and his best friend's fiance, who both are white South Africans. We all get along beautifully.
What? That's the worst thing I've ever heard. You're still going on trips with him to Africa when he's getting married to what? I hope you've moved on. I hope you move on. La dee dee da, la da la dee dee da.
That was a fever dream right there.
a little crazy.
But guys, we got another story coming up right now.
My fiance gambled my grandmother's wedding ring.
Did he double his money?
Oh, this is from the OK Storytime subreddit. It's one of you. I'm so sorry. Oh God. I, 24 female, have been with my boyfriend, now fiance, 26 male, for 3 years.
Yay.
He's wonderful in a lot of ways. Kind, attentive, makes me laugh.
great with money.
We've been talking about marriage seriously. And I knew a proposal was coming because my mom accidentally let it slip that he asked her about my grandmother's ring.
Dude, this is actually a good way to gamble. I didn't even think about this.
Explain yourself.
Okay, I go to Angie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, getting pretty serious about your daughter. Do you guys have a ring in your family that you guys pass down?
This is truly the best way to gamble. The long con, you get in a long-term relationship with somebody to the point where you make their
Dude,
family
look.
think you're serious about marriage. You steal their heirloom ring
No.
and turn it into
You didn't even hear my
2
plan.
heirloom rings.
Okay, now you're getting to the end of my plan. You pawn it, knowing you can buy it back.
Oh, okay.
And then you go, if it's a lock, you have to make sure it's a lock. Lock, double your money, and you can get 2 heirloom rings.
Right.
What's better than 1? 2.
And then you take those 2 heirloom rings.
Oh,
pawn both of
now
those.
we're cooking.
Now you got 4 rings. You do that enough, you can start your own ring shop. It's
Red
a
flag.
family heirloom, a delicate Art Deco diamond band that has been passed down for 3 generations. My mom gave it to him to hold on to until he proposed. By the way, this comes from user awareissue2239, so at least you're aware of the issue. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit where this story was submitted. I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley, the one that can't read.
I'm wearing glasses.
I'm
Too
too hot.
hot.
But I'm Carly.
And we're here to give you good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So if you would do something different, let us know in the comments. And OP says, fast forward to last weekend in July. He goes out with his buddies for poker night. Nothing unusual. Oh my God, he gambled it at just a poker game?
Dude, he's practicing.
Stop.
He's practicing.
Oh no. But he came home late, and I noticed something shiny in his pocket when he threw his jeans in the hamper. I pulled it out, and to my absolute shock, it was my grandmother's ring.
Yeah, he's probably waiting to propose.
I confronted him right there. Because what are you doing just carrying around the heirloom ring? That's crazy.
Time out.
It's in his pocket.
Where else is it supposed to be?
Is somewhere safe?
But if you have the ring, you're waiting for... If I'm buying a ring, I'm keeping it in my pocket until it's not my
No,
pocket
that's crazy.
anymore.
That's crazy.
What?
That's crazy.
It's not an EDC? Everyday carry?
No. That should stay in a
I just-
safe
I-
place
I
until you
disagree.
know you're proposing.
What if I'm like...
Because also, who
What
just goes, you're just going to, I feel like I'm going to propose right now. I guess I'll propose.
That's how it happens.
That's not how it happens. It's something you should plan. You're not going to bait me. So, and he admitted he's been bringing it to poker nights for luck. He said it started as a joke. His friend called it the engagement talisman, but then he swore it actually helped him win. He promised he never bet it, just kept it in his pocket. We were able to work it out over a few weeks, and he promised he wouldn't do it again. He even stopped going to poker weekly and now only goes once a month. About a month or so after this, he finally proposed with my grandmother's ring, and I said yes. Okay.
Oh, you didn't drop
Okay.
him?
Okay.
I bet you he still wants to ring on Thursday nights, though.
Then came
Oh,
our
no.
engagement party.
Oh, boy.
He's gonna gamble it after he's proposed.
We are celebrating everything's perfect until one of his friends makes a joke about how my fiance almost had to propose with a Cracker Jack ring, and I froze.
What?
When I pressed him later, my fiance admitted that months ago he actually did gamble the ring and lost it. He only got it back after weeks of playing until he won it back.
Whoa. What? What do you call the people that play pool to get money and they like, what do you call that?
A hustler?
Yeah, he had a hustle for they're getting the ring back.
Okay, I'm going to say this, Keon. If this is the boys poker night and someone gambles the engagement ring and loses it, we are not taking that. We are
Well-
immediately giving him the most crap he has ever had in his
I'm
life.
giving you 3 warnings. I'm telling you, you get 3 strikes. If you keep putting it on the table saying, I want to keep going,
I'm taking it.
I'm taking that ring.
3 strikes and then you're what? I mean,
and then you're engaged to Keon.
I guess
I
it's
bet
It's
you.
not.
I'm gonna need $1,000. I'm gonna need something. You're gonna have to win it back fair and square.
I don't know. You're messing up. The fact that I've warned you 3 times to not put that ring on the table, and I'm your friend and I love you, and you say, I got to keep going. I got to chase. I'm like, you had a problem, brother, but let's play this game.
I would like to think your friends would never let you actually lose that ring forever.
And I don't want the gamble
But
ring.
I don't like that the heirloom ring was just with another person who's not related to it. That could have also lost it because they're carrying it around
By
in
the
their
way,
pocket.
Who is he gambling with that he has to gamble an
Well,
heirloom
that's
ring?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think no one there probably even realizes the value of it. But
Probably
anyway, okay. So not only did he risk my grandmother's heirloom, but he lied to me when I confronted him. He let me believe we had worked through it when really he was hiding the worst part of the story the entire time. Now I feel like the proposal itself is tainted because all I can think about is how that ring was sitting on someone else's poker table. And by the way, you can listen to us at your poker table by going to your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, just search OK Storytime. And you can listen to more stories like this one.
This is why we don't keep engagement rings in our pockets, Riley. Silly says. Now, this gives me another reason.
My
to carry it around.
read on this is that this was a bit that went out of control and got out of hand. Nobody in the group should have
entertained it.
should have entertained this. No one should have been taking the ring. I don't know. I'm sure that if the ring was at some point, the ring would have been gotten back. Whoever had that ring, I think the biggest thing is the disrespect of allowing it to even leave your person. But whoever had that ring, if he went in and goes like, I'm proposing to her, like I need that ring back, I'm sure they would have given it back. But I think it's more now at this point the principle of you were lied to and you were deceived, and that he would even do something to treat the ring with such flippancy. I think, yeah, it's like, well, now the whole proposal's tainted because it's like, what if you wanted to propose before you couldn't because you had to get it back? And also you're treating it like it's just like a poker chip, which then how much does it really mean to you that you're proposing to me with this ring if you were willing to gamble it? So yeah, it does really mess a lot of stuff up. It does complicate things.
He put that in his pocket knowing he was putting that on the table. There's no way he didn't.
I would give him an ultimatum: no more gambling, or we're done. And then I'd also talk to all of his friends. If you guys tell me he's gambling, I'll give you $50 on the spot, and $100 if you can tell me before we get married.
And $1,000.
Anyway, we have a little bit more story left. Opie says, right now I've gone to stay with my mom for a bit. I gave her the ring back because I don't feel comfortable wearing it anymore. And I told my fiance that if he still wants to marry me, he needs to propose again with a different ring or it's over. He says I'm being dramatic and ruining a good thing over one mistake. Nah, but I can't shake the feeling that this was more than just a mistake. It was reckless, disrespectful, and dishonest. So am I overreacting by making him get a different ring, or is this a fair boundary after what he did? Yeah, no, I think that is fair. It's exactly like I said. It's like it makes you think to propose to me with this ring that was supposed to be so meaningful, but you literally lost it at a boys' night poker game. Like, clearly you didn't give two shits about the ring. So I think, yeah. And now if you want it, guess what? Go out and use that poker money that you're winning to go buy me another ring.
Hustle.
There you go. But that is the end of that story, and we have some comments to read. Okay, these comments are from the video I discovered my girlfriend's dark secret, and that was posted on September 30th, 2025. The TLDR is OP, 30 male, was ready to propose to his girlfriend, 28 female, when he got a shocking Facebook message. She had been married before and had a son who had tragically passed away, something she had never told him. OP felt betrayed, but when she finally opened up about her past, he saw how much pain she had been carrying. Now OP has to decide if he can move forward and marry the woman he loves, knowing the heartbreaking secret she kept hidden. And if you're curious to know how the full story goes, you can watch it on YouTube.
I'm going to go watch it because I don't know the heartbreaking secret.
I do. I remember this story, and it was very intense.
Oh, like a Seinfeld episode? Or
more intense than Seinfeld. All right, let's get these comments read.
Okay, we got some comments. Nana P 827 says she was wanting a fresh start from the pain in her past. Her personality that you love is part of her hurt that formed her who she is today. You can bring up what you know from that phone call and tell her you love her and you're here for her. And if she wants to talk, you're there for her when she's ready.
Yeah, that's smart.
Sounds good.
I would definitely do that because that's in the past, and you're going to have to work on how to move forward with her during this. So if you are ready to do that kind of work with her, go for it.
Cool. Yellow Daisy Sunshine 2048 says, OMG, it's not even 7 a.m. I'm putting my kids on the bus, enjoying the morning on the front porch, and this. I have literally cried. Why? I can only imagine that poor woman's heartbreak. When OP said she couldn't stand to look at Sam's brother because he looks so much like him, my heart broke for her.
Yeah,
Man, life is so hard. Be kind, y'all. You never know what someone's facing.
You never, ever know.
That's the thing. It's like there were so many assumptions about like why this was kept hidden and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And like it's like you never want to really jump to conclusions.
Okay, and the last comment is DJXXY. I don't have to find out anything like that from someone is going to be my partner. I understand about the kid part, but imagine after 22-fold marriage and he finds out she was married before. WTF. If you think I'm wrong, imagine if you, the one, find that information after 20 years of marriage.
That is a lot to digest, actually. I would hope that whoever I'm with wouldn't mind telling me the truth. And even if it is heartbreaking, they just, I trust you fully. And that's a big part of your past. And I think it's a big part of who we are. Not like super big, but like,
What if it's a truth you can't handle?
You can't handle the truth.
Doesn't matter if I can handle it or not. You got to tell me that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But that's the end of those comments. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And
see you tomorrow.